Daisy, I definitely see where you're going for sure. One thing I want to mention is the importance of describing your intent as a designer. It's really important. If you take a look at the post right below you, Emily does a really nice job, really nice job describing. So we kind of can tell what her approach is, and therefore we can accurately comment on that approach in its relationship to the concept. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's really important to give a good written rationale describing why you're using these choices. Why did you make these choices? Okay. I think that'll shed a lot of clarity. I kind of get where you're going, but some of your students might not, some of your peers might not. So it would be a really good idea to describe, for instance, the relevance of this wave pattern right here with the blue white stripes. That why you decided to choose the typeface, why this has kind of got this kind of ghosted effect behind it, along with the gradient. As I said, I think I understand, but that's not to say that your viewer or your peers will understand. So the only reason I understand is because I teach this class a lot and I've seen a lot of variations. So I've got a little bit of an upper hand, but again, you want things to be as specifically clear for the person who's critiquing your work, and that often entails describing your intent. Okay, enough of that. Let's go and take a look at the work. Well, I get what you're doing. I think it's an interesting approach. So this typeface right here, I like it. I think it's a good choice. And the reason I say that is because it's humanist. It's got a very human quality to it. It's not perfect, and I think it works, right? I think that transposing the T into something that looks like a cross is another very interesting idea. However, I feel it's overdone by using the T for using the cross for the T in Mother as well as the T in Teresa. That's a little bit overdone. My recommendation, oh, watch your kerning, by the way. That's almost touching. That's really difficult right there. So watch your kerning. So my recommendation would be this. I think it's really large, so I would reduce the size. But what I would do is just keep the same configuration, but reduce the size of the T. That's just too big. So work that T into here, right? So we have the cross as the T for Mother, and just go Mother Teresa, and use Teresa with this default font right here. So Mother Teresa, just using the cross for the T in Mother and not the T in Teresa. Okay. At that point, I would go ahead and boy, I understand that this is the pattern in the veil that she wore, but if you take a closer look at the pattern, I think the blues are much darker in the veil she actually wore. Plus, one of the blue stripes I think is thicker than the other, so you want to research that out. The other thing is this wavy pattern here. I think it almost indicates almost like a nautical theme, as this almost looks like wavy water. So I think there's a little disconnect conceptually right here at the bottom. I want you to try to figure out a way to keep the veil, stripes from the veil, but maybe not in a way that is so wavy and organic that it makes it look like something that it's not. Okay, and then I think that this is a good combination. You've got this kind of humanist hand rendered type here, and then this kind of this formal, more formal serif typeface, but I would not present this in all caps. All caps is synonymous with speaking very loud to somebody, so I don't recommend that. So again, I think that, oh, by the way, this behind the T, this kind of white gradated light behind the T that's good. It's almost like this heavenly aura, and that is cool. Good job there. All right, so those are my comments. See if we can work those in. And Daisy, if you have any questions or you need help with any interpreting my comments, just please let me know. I'll be glad to clarify. But I think you're off to a great start, and I think with some fine tuning here, we can work this. So let me know, Daisy. I'm gonna click away. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'm looking forward to seeing your post on Sunday. Now, keep in mind, I stay away from the studio typically on Saturdays, so you might work accordingly around that. So if you want to rework this and submit it tomorrow, Friday, I'll be glad to make additional comments. So that we can get you the best grade possible for Sunday, and not only that, get the best piece possible for inclusion in your student portfolio when that time comes. Daisy, great start. Thank you so much. Again, super important. Let me know if you have any questions.